It's Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. I'm just watching. I've heard of this before. They call it Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, they've been actively promoting and pushing breast cancer since for the last 20 years. Like, it's been a main campaign. Now, here's the thing. It says on this day, more women under 40 are being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I'm just curious, where else in the world could you be receiving money for research, be receiving money to find cures for something, and your statistics actually increase in danger? Go ahead, human. Just answer it. Because they've been actively collecting money. They've been building themselves all sorts of research facilities and all sorts of really foul language that they actively promote in public, which makes me cringe when I hear it. I'm like, oh my God, like, why? Why is that on public? Like, oh my God. And they go around and they promote this. They receive funds, they take salaries, they take vacations on everybody else's stipend. And lo and behold, 20 years after they begin this campaign, more women have breast cancer because all they've done is collected money for really curious shitbags and allowed other people to program in more dangerous radiological effects that cause breast cancer, so they have more patients to study. This is a really disgusting human effect that seems to be going on in several areas. I know everybody's like, but what about the kids with cancer stuff? Listen, I'm sensitive to people who've already had cancer. I am. It was not fair, and it should have never happened. But because the world took a left turn or a right turn and is now in this gigantic debris ort field, it does not make this and what they do correct or honorable at all. It's never going to correct itself unless somebody stands up and says, wait a minute, this is not acceptable. You've been collecting money for 20 years, and more women have breast cancer today than 20 years ago because of all the people that you educated and all the people who got into fields in order to have secret, quiet coding jobs, while you all thought you were just such wonderful people doing some kind of honorable whatever. Now, this is the foul language that they use that makes me cringe.
Based on actually genetically looking at the tumor itself.
Genetically, because it's targeted to specific genetic women.
Is that you're sparing women those side effects of the chemo, the hair loss, the nausea, the fatigue, and also nerve damage, and in my world, cardiotoxicity. We talked about this last year, but a lot of women survive their breast cancer and go on to die from cardiovascular disease because of the chemo that they might have received.
Now, what increases the risk of breast cancer?
So there are a lot of potential factors. So we talk a lot about genetics, so BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutations, family history, if you yourself have a...
Nobody knows what BRCA is since we were all vaccinated by the shitbag baby boomers when we just fell out of vaginas ourselves, and couldn't stop the pediatricians from sticking us with the first round of bioengineered products. And now I'm 43 years into, they have a genetic puppet leash on me, and I can't escape that by myself, and it doesn't seem like any human is smart enough to help out, and if they are, they hide somewhere. So I don't know what BRCA is. Are those like strategic plans to genocide certain areas of the population based on other factors? I'm curious where your human intelligence is at this point.
have a personal history previously of breast cancer, also some benign breast conditions, and then other things like if you had early onset of your periods, late menopause, if you never had children, if you never breastfed, some exposures like alcohol and tobacco. So a lot of different factors. Good.
So what it feels like is the whole human society and your genetic future, once you get these vaccines as an infant, before you can even put up a fight, becomes a whole lot of toxic choices they force you to live amongst. And then there's some kind of like, I don't know, Candyman in the background going, oh, come with us and we'll give you this, and come buy our products. We'll give you this. We'll give you another shot, another day at life. It's a really disgusting viral video game way to live. I don't know why it would be allowed. Like intelligent biological creatures, why would anybody allow this level of management or leadership to take hold in any society? I'm just curious. I don't have a society that I belong to. I'm just kind of floating in the middle of Deep Space Nine by myself, being hurt, but like trying to avoid gigantic meteors and actually landing on any one piece of debris, specifically in the debris field.
Good to talk to your doctor about whether you might be at increased risk.
What about signs and symptoms? Because I noticed you.
And that is the other thing. You have to talk to the doctor, right? Oh, you mean the doctor that gets paid every time he brings out his prescription pad? The doctor who purposely brainwashes the public to think that they're sick, so this way they have a career and they work with the research facilities to just play like some big, just don't, I got one ball and 3 cups, just don't look at where I'm moving my ball in the cup. Go. Right, okay, so this is not like a good, healthy way to run society, folks. I mean, you Americans, and then it's like, which American? Is it the North American, the South American, the Central American, or this Latin thing called American? There's 4 different types of Americans, apparently. I just found this out. But they definitely classify them on a Rapogl as 3, North, Central, and South. Then I found out that there's an S.C. Johnson, because there's a Johnson & Johnson, and then there's a S.C. Johnson. What the hell's the difference? Also, there was a Gayle King representative, like really well-dressed, I mean, beautiful dress down below the knee with crazy shoes, meaning they were almost like a 1970s platform. She looked like she was out of the 70s